Welcome to Rise Up Voices from the Frontlines, your window into relationships, identity, safety, emotional awareness, regulation and intelligence, unleashed potential, passion and purpose.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Rise Up Voices from the Frontlines, and I am your host, Krista Fee. Today we are stepping into one of the most misunderstood parts of the healing journey, boundaries. But not just any boundaries. We're talking about performative boundaries. The kind of boundaries that look like empowerment, but underneath they might just be self-protection dressed in hashtags. This episode is your mirror. We'll explore what healthy boundaries really are, how trauma responses can masquerade as confidence, and why your nervous system might be calling the shots. So what do you do when boundaries become walls? Let's get into this. We talk about boundaries a lot. So what are boundaries really? They are often described as the limits that you set to protect your well-being. But healthy boundaries are actually about connection, not about isolation. A real boundary sounds like, I'm not available for sarcasm in hard conversations. I'll need to step away if the yelling continues. There's clarity, accountability, and a door left open. Now compare that to what we're going to call performative boundaries. I cut off anyone who kills my vibe. I said what I said. That's just who I am. I don't need to explain myself to anyone. These aren't limits, they're landmines. And they often come from a place of unprocessed pain. Let's talk about the neuroscience of safety seeking. When your nervous system perceives threats, it defaults to that survival mode, that fight, flight, freeze, fawn. We talk about that all the time. After trauma, your window of tolerance shrinks, and what used to feel like kind of nothing, mild discomfort, it now feels like danger. So what does your brain do? It builds a fortress, one with tons of labels, boundaries, but it's made of fear bricks. If I cut them off, I won't have to feel this thing. It's not you being cruel, it's your biology trying to keep you safe. But when that becomes chronic, you stop building bridges and you start living behind bunker walls. Let's talk about a client of mine, Elise. We'll call her the wall builder. She is a trauma therapist. She knows her stuff. She's just left a codependent relationship and she is feeling empowered. But then her best friend gently called her out. Hey, I've noticed that you disappear when I'm upset. Elise's nervous system instantly goes into threat mode. She blocks her friend, posts a meme that says, protect your peace, cut off emotional vampires. This isn't setting a boundary. She's avoiding intimacy. That meme is her exit strategy. She's not able to be present with her friend's emotions. She's not able to be a good friend. So red flags of performative boundaries. Here's how you know your boundaries might be more about protection than connection. Do you set them during conflict? Not in clarity. Are you sharing them publicly through posts rather than intimate conversations? Do your boundaries isolate you instead of making you feel connected and supported? Are they delivered as ultimatums and from a desire to control? Do you feel relief from avoiding the conflict rather than empowerment? So here's some deeper check yourself questions. Do I set boundaries when I'm regulated or reactive? Which one? Am I setting my boundaries for myself when I'm regulated or when I'm reactive? Are my boundaries about what I will do or what I expect from you? Do I use boundaries to shut people down instead of invite change? Am I willing to revisit or renegotiate boundaries if trust is rebuilt? So what's the difference between boundaries and barriers? A boundary says, I love you and I need space. A barrier says, you hurt me, so you're out. Boundaries create room for dialogue, growth, and safety. Barriers punish, and often they come from unresolved pain. This is especially true for people who grew up in chaos. The moment things feel unsafe, we want to control things. So what healthy boundaries actually feel like? They feel peaceful, not powerful. They're clear, but they're kind. They come with choices, not punishments. They foster connection even when distance is needed. And you feel more like yourself after setting them, not defended, isolated, and detached. So if you saw yourself in this today, that's okay. That's why we're doing these shows. That's why we're talking about these things. This is meant to be a call inward, not a call out. So many of us have had to use a lot of boundaries, and we've used them like armor to survive. But now that you're healing, you get to soften, clarify, and connect. You get to set boundaries that don't just protect you, they serve you, they help you grow. If this resonates, grab the full blog, catch the next episode, or grab your spot in the RISEUP Foundation's membership, where you will find the full online course on these topics and so much more, as well as like-minded, growing, healing, and thriving community to slay your day with. As always, feel free to reach out anytime and take advantage of a free connection and strategy call with me. Ask me anything. Stay human, stay connected, and stay curious. And I'll see you next time.
Become a RISEUP Hero sponsor to provide mental wellness and crisis response resources for those who serve country and community. Join us in the RISEUP movement today.